It's time for another AEW news update, and today it's quite a big one as AEW announced a brand new show and AEW have signed the Big Show. All that and more coming up in today's video, but first, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer has reported that a former Impact Knockouts champion has signed with WWE and is part of a new class of around 30 signings to the Performance Center. Taya Valkyrie is said to be among a huge list of names signed with the company in the past couple of weeks, and has been linked with a move to AEW and WWE following her contract with Impact Wrestling coming to an end. This is a great addition to the WWE Women's Division, whether she shows up in NXT or on the main roster, although an NXT run is much more likely. As well as this, PW Insider have released a list of 10 names that have now signed with the company, and there's a couple of standouts there that we're going to talk about today, one of which is Gigi Dolan. Gigi Dolan is formerly known as Priscilla Kelly in AEW Evolve and many other companies. She recently appeared on 205 Live as part of the Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic and is now confirmed to have signed with the company full time. And it's also been confirmed that college football star Parker Bordeaux has officially signed with the company. There's been heavy speculation linking Parker with WWE in recent times and has been compared to a young Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman has even had interactions with Parker on Twitter, hinting that he could be taking him on as a new client at some point in the future. So it looks like following WWE's mass releases earlier on last year, they've decided to start hoarding talent once again, adding around 30 names to the Performance Center. After much talk and speculation, AEW have finally added a third show to their schedule. AEW released a statement today confirming a new show will air on Monday nights at 7 PM Eastern. This is 1 hour before WWE Monday Night Raw. The show is expected to be an hour long, although this has not officially been confirmed as of this recording. AEW released a statement which read, "Complementing AEW Dark on Tuesdays, AEW Dark Elevation will air on Mondays at 7 PM Eastern on AEW's YouTube channel and will showcase AEW's established and rising stars, as well as the top independent wrestlers within the industry, competing against each other in the ring in pursuit of wins. AEW Dark Elevation will also maintain continuity with AEW Dynamite, AEW Dark, and AEW pay-per-view shows and streaming events, with wins and losses factoring into each wrestler's rankings in the company. With new wrestling programming now available 3 nights per week, AEW continues to solidify its position as the fastest growing and hottest promotion in professional wrestling." As confirmed in the statement, the show will air on YouTube, although it was confirmed by Tony Khan a while back that a third hour of AEW television was coming to TNT. By third hour, he didn't mean an extra hour of Dynamite, he meant an extra show, which is why I think this will be an hour long. I'm thinking that this run on YouTube could be a trial run before the move to TNT later in the year. And if you're enjoying the video so far, why not help me out and drop a like down below, and also subscribe as we try to reach 10,000 subscribers. But let's get back to the news. The name of the new show has been known for some time, with AEW having applied for the trademark of AEW Elevation in December last year. So will you be watching Elevation on Monday nights? Let me know in the comments down below. And speaking of AEW Elevation, we now know one of the commentators that will be the voice of the show, and it's somebody very, very unexpected. AEW have announced the signing of former WWE and WCW superstar The Big Show. The largest athlete in the world will take on the role of commentator on their brand new show, as well as taking up an in-ring role. As part of the statement that we previously read, AEW confirmed the signing and said, "As 2021 shapes up to be the year of AEW's biggest shows yet, today the promotion announced that wrestling legend Paul White signed a long-term deal, adding yet another universally regarded name to AEW's roster of stars, legends, and upcoming talent. White will have an extensive role within AEW, and on top of his return to the ring, he will serve as a commentator on AEW's newest show, AEW Dark Elevation." Following the announcement, Tony Khan tweeted, "Welcome to AEW Paul White. Watch AEW Dynamite tonight for more info on Paul's arrival here and for more info on our new show AEW Dark Elevation. It will be streaming soon every Monday night on AEW YouTube." On his new role, Paul White told AEW, "It's been amazing to watch what AEW has built in just a couple of years. AEW Dark is an incredible platform to hone the skills of up-and-coming wrestlers. But I also love that established AEW talent can build on their personalities and showcase themselves in new ways on Dark. It's no exaggeration when they say that AEW is boundless." And again, reading from this same statement, Tony Khan added, "Paul White is one of the most recognizable and impressive professional athletes in the world. He wanted to come to AEW because he believes that we're the best promotion in wrestling, and we believe that he has a lot to offer us, both in the ring as a wrestler and also outside the ring as a commentator, host, and ambassador for AEW. Paul is one of the most experienced stars in all of wrestling, and he's eager to work with our diverse roster. He can benefit and guide our young talent with his mentorship, and his expert commentary on AEW Dark Elevation will educate and entertain our fans and also educate the younger wrestlers on the roster. Furthermore, Paul enters AEW as a licensed wrestler and is very much looking forward to studying our talent firsthand from the commentary desk in preparation for his return to the ring." And interestingly, with AEW having Shaq now involved, we could potentially see the long-awaited clash between the two. WWE had this match penciled in a few times over the years, but it was always scrapped in the end, so it could potentially take place on AEW television at some point in the future. It'll be interesting to see how regularly Paul White wrestles for AEW and whether he will take up a full-time or part-time schedule. He was quietly moved to the WWE alumni section this past week, and his deal with WWE is now said to have expired this month, with the two parties reportedly unable to come to an agreement on the financial terms of a new contract. His last match for WWE was against Randy Orton in an unsanctioned match on the 20th of July 2020 on Monday Night Raw. His last appearance altogether was on the Legends Night edition of Monday Night Raw, taking part in a backstage segment with Matt Riddle and Randy Orton on January 4th, 2021. This was roughly a month before his deal expired. Mike Johnson of PW Insider is reporting that Big Show was very unhappy with the way this segment went down, and he was, quote, very open that night about his unhappiness about the situation. The Big Show's move to AEW ends his 22-year run with WWE, where he signed with the Stamford-based promotion in 1999, following a 4-year stint in WCW under the name The Giant. He is a 2-time WWE champion, 2-time WCW champion, as well as a 2-time WWE World Heavyweight champion. Those 3 titles only scratch the surface of his trophy cabinet, having won 23 title belts across the 2 companies. Let me know what you think of AEW's newest signing in the comments down below.